Okay, so welcome to Season 1, Week 1 of The War Within. I am going to attempt to do Mythic Plus again. I enjoyed doing that in Dragonflight. I think overall I'm going to try to focus on my core characters for the moment. So I've leveled my Shaman and unlocked the Earthen Race with her. I leveled my Invoker, and I'm going to try to do Mythic Plus with her, and then I'm leveling my Warrior. I ran around doing a bunch of different stuff at the end of Dragonflight. A lot of times if I do the pet battles, when I've done the pet battles for the trading post, I'll do them on my Warrior. And I want to maybe try to do some PvP with my Warrior. I seem to enjoy that, and I seem to do somewhat decent on my Warrior. So, still trying to figure out what fourth character to level to fill out my Warband loading screen. Um, as I said, I unlocked the Earthen, so I'm thinking maybe I made a hunter, so I'm thinking maybe level the hunter and maybe run around and do some things. I don't know. I digress. So, for the moment, week 1 of season 1 for the War Within. So, I have geared to exactly what I needed, which was 567. That was the minimum you needed to do heroics. So they've changed things. So as they did with season 4, heroic is where's heroic? Oh, there we go. Heroic is now part of kind of the Mythic Plus rotation cycle. So you have to do Mythic Plus, or excuse me, you have to do Heroic in order to kind of get geared, and then you can jump in at around a plus 10 if it's the same as it was for Season 4 of Dragonflight, and then you can continue on pushing your rating as you normally would. So, gearing was the first thing, which was quite the endeavor. I kind of miss doing like the first week or two. You could just do regular heroics if providing you had your item level high enough. I was not able to get my item level high enough in order to do that, so then they took it away. They took heroics away for the launch of the first season, and then brought them back and capped them off at a at 567. So, have been kind of disappointed in trying to um, raise my item level and get geared in that world quests have not been great. I can show you. I'm very disappointed with the state of world quests. They're all pretty much like the same thing. They don't rotate like they normally do in previous expansions. And there's only 3 zones that appear to even have world quests. For some reason, the Nubian area doesn't seem to have them for some reason. I don't know why. Tried doing delves. Delves are kind of a work in progress at this point. I'm not. My impression of delves, from what I was hearing, was that it was going to be something that was laid back, that had some kind of a progression system, maybe a renowned, or some kind of progression bar or something that you could just go do, and you would just get progress in the course of doing things. And I think my early impression of it is it is a more broken version of Torghast would be my conclusion. I've seen some things about they were going to change the difficulty, so maybe that will change things. They seem to be having difficulty figuring out where exactly how difficult everything should be. So I did dungeons to level on my Invoker since I did all the quests and everything on my Shaman during early access. And I did about a day's worth of dungeons and got to, I think, 74, 75. And then they changed the difficulty of everything, and that did definitely slow progress down. So I think they were trying to make delves easier from what I saw. I just kind of seen some headlines. I haven't actually really looked into reading anything because, quite frankly, they haven't interested me all that much from what I've done of them. There's a couple parts where you have to do them as part of whatever quest you're doing or what have you. Either leveling up through the campaign or trying to either through the campaign quest leveling or end game campaign quests. I've had to do some here or there, and I don't particularly oppose the idea of them. They're just seem to be kind of janky right now the way they are, and you don't directly get gear from them. So I'm not fully understanding what the point of them is. I guess maybe it's just me. I know you kind of have to grind one thing to kind of get a currency, to get a key, to get a chest. Like, it's a whole thing. So, what I ended up doing, this is where we are now. So, what I ended up doing, since I couldn't do heroics, I got all my gear to 554. I had 4 pieces that were 580 once they were fully upgraded. And I had 1 piece that was 570. And that only got me to 560. So I went ahead and did a Mythic 0 run and got a couple pieces, and that finally got me to 567. So we are at a point where if you can't do heroics, you just go do Mythic 0 and get enough gear to go run heroics, which kind of doesn't make sense when you think about it, but nevertheless is where we are. So I'm not liking this change to heroic. I think heroic was perfectly fine. I think the way Mythic Plus worked was perfectly fine. I don't know why they changed it. I don't know anybody that was complaining about it. Like, you geared up and either your group failed or your group succeeded and your key got upgraded and you moved on. Like, it wasn't a complicated thing. So, I digress. I will have 2 vault rewards. Now the nice thing about the vault rewards are the Mythic 0 I did counted, and then I just had to run 3 heroics. So 1 reward will be 603, and 1 will be 596, I believe, if I remember correctly. So, as you can see, quite a few people. This is the first vault of the new season, obviously. So, and there we go. So, what is this? This is a headpiece, and it's part of the tier set. So, probably going with that. And that is a 593. Excuse me. Yes, I think go with the headpiece. Why wouldn't we? And I still don't get a mythic. A mythic keystone. So, yeah.
I have an
don't
extended supply
think I'm going to be able to
goods
upgrade
for
anything, but
outlanders.
we will look and see. Gloves, maybe. My stats are all over the place again. this is functional, but not ideal. I did get a really good trinket, the corrupted eggshell, which I've had before, which is very nice. So, puts a shield on the target, which is something I kind of was thinking would be nice. I've kind of looked at the talents a few times now to see if there's anything I could kind of rearrange. I've really I really kind of wanted to do Mythic Plus again
My directive has
on
been
my Invoker because
fulfilled.
it worked so well. Or doing augmentation is also nice, kind of at the higher keys. When I can do the damage and the support aspect, but I don't have to worry about kind of healing. So, yeah, so don't think there's going to be anything to really upgrade at the moment. As I said, so this is functional, but not ideal. So just trying to do basically the same thing I did in Dragonflight. So I want to get my haste. I want to get my haste up a bit more. At least to 10%. I think I was trying to push like 20. Was it 20% or was it 10%? In Dragonflight. I don't specifically remember. But the closer I seem to be to 10% as I've been swapping around gear, the more kind of normal everything seems to be feeling. The higher mastery actually seems to be working out quite well, so I'm pleasantly surprised. Would like to get versatility up. Not worried about critical strike, because everything's going to have critical strike on it. So, yeah, so I think for now, I just go and continue to grind dungeons. I was going to look to see. So this is the dungeons for Season 1 Mythic Plus. So not too bad. Not excited to see the Necrotic Wake. Not a fan of that one. Did Grim Battle. That was the one that I got some pieces of gear. The Dawnbreaker. Dawnbreaker I didn't like at first. I kind of figured out there's a lot of flying in that one. It's a little too reminiscent of the like the ship battle from ICC, which I don't particularly care for. City of Threads I didn't like at first, but that's kind of growing on me now. It's not too terrible in a group. I did some of these to begin with, some of the end game dungeons as follower dungeons, thinking I could level real quick and then jump into heroics, and that didn't end up working out. But I did want to see what the, just to clarify, like what the item level was. So heroic gear is 580. And Mythic, I might just do some Mythic Zeros, is 593. Yeah, because most of my gear... So, as I said, 554 was most of it, 580. Yeah. Yeah, I think if I can get a few more pieces of 580 gear, maybe try to get my item level to 570, and then start doing, maybe just start doing Mythic Zeros to get gear. Try to jump into Mythic Plus a little bit quicker, because every week you wait, there's fewer and fewer people doing it. Some people manage to grind it out like in one day or in like the first week. So yeah, so there you go. There was the first vault of Season 1, Week 1 of The War Within. Hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching.